Hello and welcome to Dario's Comic School, and today we'll take a look at The Walking Dead and what makes this comic, this graphic novel, this story so good. I was revisiting them because I didn't have in mind like these two, like The Watchmen and The Dark Knight Returns. I know are classics. We'll take a look this week at them, but I didn't know, did these hold up? And they held up really well. Robert Kirkman tells a great story. I mean, there's the TV show and there are the memes, but before you had that, you had only the comic or the graphic novel, and it really did something great, and there are a bunch of lessons we can take for our own journey. Let's start. On the back cover I have the Cross-Cult hardcover issues. There are A5, really beautiful, but I think if you could or can get your hands on the bigger size, you maybe want to get that. That's a great scene. So let's see. Robert Kirkman, I didn't read much from him, and I got The Walking Dead pretty late in the game. But what's not to like? Zombies, cool drawings, cops. I was always a great zombie genre fan because there's something really primordial about this, and it's also what it says on the back page. When the world, let's say, goes to shit, things really matter again, and then it's about survival. It's about the things that are really important, and everything else falls by the wayside. And that is some really good ingredients for a great story, because it will push your character to the breaking point, and you will know what's very valuable. And I think that are the greatest stories when there's something to overcome and stakes are really high. So let's get into this. On the first page, we see Rick is a cop. There is some lunatic shooting around, and then Rick gets shot. And on the next page, boom, we're here in the hospital with him. And he wakes up and he can't really walk, and he doesn't know what happened. Really great start, like at the beginning from 28 days later. And then we find out soon there are zombies. He cannot believe it. I will just go through these pages very quick because I want to show you a bit more. And then boom, again, the big money shot. After a couple of pages, we know what's happening. Like already, these story beats are really important. And I don't know yet how to teach you best this comic school, but maybe showing you comics and talking about it is maybe the best way. Like that's how I learned in movie school. I went to movie school because I didn't have a comic school, and this is why I'm creating the comic school. And also, if you want, you can just study the drawings. I want to say something about the drawings or how to draw. Like drawing, like as you can see, it doesn't look too complicated. It's not that there's a bunch of that this looks hard, but you need to know where you have to put the right stuff. So learning to draw is not so much about is it hard. It's more about learning the fundamentals. We will come to that in a later video, but you see, that's an ear. You could learn that. Where is it? On the eye line or the nose line, or here you see this, like things line up, or you have inks and they are darker or bigger strokes down than up, because the light comes from here. So these are fine lines. These are lines that cast shadow. We will learn this. So maybe the best way to learn is by looking at it and studying it and kind of like a language, kind of learning it this way. So when Rick gets then out of the hospital and is making his way through this scenery or world, and already like the first couple pages just gets you going, but then we start seeing stuff, and Rick is emotional, like it's normal, like it's hard to imagine what happened in this world, and he's just trying to get a grip on it. Look, this is a beautiful drawing of a man riding a bike. And this is why this comic is so great, because like it's not only beautifully drawn, and it takes its time, but as you have seen, like in the first pages, it already took its beats, like didn't waste time. So pacing, you might call it, is really important. And well, I guess I could say this is a masterpiece. And your first comics, your first series will not be masterpieces, and that's okay, because the more you do, the better you get. This was not Robert Kirkman's first attempt to write. I guess it came later in his career, which might show that he was already practicing writing for a while. So he kind of got in the flow. He understood what he wants to communicate. Maybe even the character and situations told him where he want to go. Like here, Rick meets a father and his son, and he stays for a night, and then they talk, and this black guy fills him into the situation, and then they go to the police station, and Rick gets his gear and shares some of the shotguns, and yeah, then we learn a bit more about the world. And as you can see, like this is it's beautifully drawn, it's beautifully told. It takes its time, but it also gives you the key points that are important. Like here, Rick wants to shoot this zombie, but the guy then says, "No man, spare that bullet. Don't attract more." And then Rick goes out to find his family, and this, I don't know what it is, girl that he saw at the beginning of the story, he goes to shoot her and to put her out of her misery, and then drives on into the night. And I don't know if you have a story like this on your hand, like just write it out, just draw it bit by bit, put it into a comic, put it on the web, make a product, kickstart it if you want. If it doesn't hold up, the drawings with this and the storytelling, don't put it yet on Kickstarter. Just release it and see what people, how they react. If they're not reacting, you're not yet there. And that's also a realization that it takes time to get to your destination. Like we are in no rush, because we need to learn how to draw. Maybe, or you partner up with somebody who can draw. Then you need grayscale, which works really well, I guess, for this comic. It looks really great. It's really fitting. And it also takes a while to know what you're writing and how to pace your story and how to show what to show. Like this graphic novel for me feels definitely like a good or great movie. And I think that if you have that feeling, that it feels like a movie, like something you would see in cinema, something you watch on TV or on Netflix, and you get a feeling that you're watching some epic tale, that's when you hit home. And you gotta be self-aware on your own stuff. And if you're not that good, like that's why we're here. I'm skipping a few pages. That's why we're here. You can share it with me. I will share with you soon my journey, how I got from 2014 to now, and we'll see more stuff. This is definitely a recommend because it's I cannot even go into all of these great bits, but here's a great bit, like they're running or they're fleeing over the roofs, and this young guy, this Asian guy, takes a leap, and then he says, "Man, step back! You can do it too." And then he leaps, and he almost doesn't make it because he has his baggage on with the shotguns, and he tells him, "Man, you should have thrown this over sooner." And you know what I mean? I mean, these are just story nuggets, but if you are in this situation, you might forget as well. So the way this is written is really, really human, really realistic, and that's a really important thing. Do your homework, do your research. If you're writing on a topic, try to put yourself in the shoes of the characters and how they act, and there is a good chance that you will find out that the characters will tell you where the story is going. So, and a minor spoiler ahead, Rick meets up with his family, and great story beats here, drawn really beautiful. If you need to learn how to draw trees, take this. If you need to learn how to make composition, look up your heroes, play the cover band, and you will be fine. And step by step, I guess, you will learn the language of comic. I don't know if there is one best linear way, but maybe it's like learning a language when you're small, or learning to walk, crawl and walk. I will have definitely some great lessons in the future for you, but I guess my advice for now is read. Pick out, if you want to draw a picture like this, just get out the paper, get out your pencils, and draw and paint, and get a feeling for where the head has to be. If your head doesn't look like this, get out your anatomy book and study it or draw it till you get it. And I have to say, you are in a rush, but you have to make it a daily habit, because like Robert Kirkman, I guess, was always writing, and he made it a habit, and he made it an identity. And when he did that, which is really important, he developed a profession, a vocation, and that's what you gotta do. We see us till the next video. The Walking Dead, a great recommend. Definitely on the drawings. In this issues, someone else draws it. I liked this one better, but the story just keeps on being great, because like it's a story about real people in an unreal situation, and it's action-packed, which is amazing, but it's also very human. Like, I love the bits at the end of this where winter is approaching, and they know they gotta move. They enjoy some of the time, but problems just keep arising. So, see ya. Till next.